everybody, it's Nyala, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the new Fast and Furious movie that's coming out next week on April 3rd, Furious 7. This movie was crazy. It was packed with what I like to call, I guess, basically edge-of-your-seat moments. I think a lot of people call them that, but whatever. It's directed by James Wan, and you might know him as a director of scary movies like Insidious, Dead Silence, Death Sentence, some of the Saw movies. All those things are what James Wan is usually accustomed to directing. So it's really, I think, a big jump for him to all of a sudden be doing just a straight action movie like this, and especially of this big of a size. I don't even know how to explain how immense this movie was. The running time is 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think. The only thing that I can say though is that even though it's that long, you will be on the edge of your seat throughout most of it. The good thing about Furious 7, in my opinion, is that you don't have to be one of these like die-hard, devoted fans of the Fast and Furious stuff to be able to follow along with the story and totally enjoy everything that happens. And a lot of stuff happens in this movie. Obviously, you know it's an action film. You know there's going to be a lot of stuff related to cars. There's going to be a lot of, not racing though. This is more of like a thriller kind of situation going on with this movie out of the whole Fast and Furious franchise. So if you don't like noise and if you don't like action in general, this is really not your movie. It really went all out. And as far as those edge of your seat moments, I lost count of how many there were. By the end of the movie, I was like, oh my gosh, how many things like had me like literally almost biting my finger. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna leave here with 9 fingers, not 10. Oh my god, that was so corny! Ah! So corny! Ah! If you like big, visually stunning scenes that you won't see in every run-of-the-mill action movie, this is obviously the movie to see. The other thing I wanted to mention is that if you happen to be like a fan of Paul Walker, whether it's because of the Fast and Furious movies or if it's because of any of the movies that you've seen him do outside of the Fast and Furious franchise, you will literally, I'll just say that you'll be in tears by the end of this movie. And honestly, I would say that the movie as a whole is basically a big memorial to him and he has like a lot of screen time, which is good. And by the end of it, you're gonna love it, and even though it's bittersweet obviously because he's not around anymore, but they did a beautiful job with having like a lot of sensitive elements in the movie. And there was a lot of funny stuff too, that's what I'm saying. There was so much stuff. There were so many comedic lines, so much action, there were emotional parts and sensitive parts. And also I just wanted to add that the scenery itself was so nice. Just the visual look of everything for the whole basically 2.5 hours of the movie, everything looked beautiful. The locations were really nice. The locations were in a bunch of different countries around the world, and they really put it all together well. And the editing, the sound editing, everything really blended together well. All in all, if you're not, you know, an action fan, if you don't like loud stuff going on, you're not gonna like the movie. The movie is rated PG-13. It's good for teenagers. It's good for even tween-age people. There's no distasteful nudity or anything like that. There's literally like zero of anything of that sort. I mean, you have people in bikinis in like 2 scenes, and that's about it. About the noise thing, if you see it in IMAX like I did, don't sit right by the big IMAX speaker. I mean, well, I was given that seat, so I didn't have a choice. But when you go next week, you have a choice, and especially if you see it in IMAX, that's what I'm saying, just don't sit by the speaker, because I was sitting by the speaker and I was like, this is way too loud. But just think about it, if I was able to handle it and I still loved it, it obviously wasn't that bad. But if you have a choice, don't sit by the speaker. Out of 10 stars, I would give Furious 7 a 9.5. As far as especially action movies go. This is one of those movies that you're going to be talking about for a week or more after you see it. Alright, so I hope that review was helpful, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put the link to the trailer for Furious 7. I'll put it in that description box down below. I'm also going to put the links to all my social media accounts, and you can follow me there. I usually follow back too, especially if you guys write to me. I love talking to people, and I love writing back and forth, especially about movies. If you go and see this movie next week, or whenever you see it, You can write to me about it. Let me know if you think I was right, if you agreed with anything that you disagreed with. And if you liked my review, if you thought it was helpful, you can also give me a like or give me a comment down below. I also talk to people in the comments. That's the other thing I forgot to say. I write back to everyone's comments. So if you want to see more movie reviews in the future, or if you want to just see anything else that I do, any fun, stupid, crazy stuff that I do, you can click the subscribe button somewhere. There might be one like near my face here or something, and then there's one down there somewhere. You know how to subscribe. You know how to do it. There. Ooh, ooh. Hit the door with my shoulder blade. Okay. Hopefully you love the movie when you go see it, if you go see it. Ooh, dust in the air. Like I said, the main thing for me also is that it's a great goodbye to Paul Walker. So, if you love him, you'll love the movie. Have fun, go see it. April 3rd comes out, and you're gonna love it. We love you, Paul.